Hello there, I'm back, and today I'm here to talk to you about Bruno Mars. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate all the love people are showing towards my videos. If you are getting married and looking for a DJ, head on over to djbenboylan.com and schedule a conversation. Let's get into it. So, do you remember this shirt? Let me see who has been watching my stories on Instagram. This is the shirt from when I was DJing a holiday party and I forgot my suit at home and I was wearing my normal black jeans and t-shirt combo uniform. And I went out to a store in Midtown Manhattan and bought this shirt because I thought it was going to be festive because it was red. And as soon as I did, everybody, including my wife, started texting me saying I should have got something else. So I'm still loving this shirt, and I'm wearing it today to talk to you about Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is an interesting artist in a lot of ways, but he is most interesting to me as a wedding DJ because most people either love him or they hate him, and actually a lot of people just feel lukewarm towards him or don't like him that much. He's one of the most popular artists probably of all time, and he is wildly popular now, even though he hasn't put out anything new in a year or so, maybe 6 months, the song with Cardi B, but he's still super popular right now. Now, the problem with Bruno Mars is even though he makes so much pop music, people hate him. A lot of my couples really do not like Bruno Mars. Why? Well, it's probably a mixture of a bunch of things, but a lot of it is that he's just not very cool in a lot of ways. I'm not trying to be mean. I like his music, but I think a lot of people don't find him especially cool. Almost all of his songs are very upbeat, happy, about love, and I think it's a little too much for some people. I could compare him to a lot of artists. I jotted down a few who came to mind. For example, Elvis, Paul McCartney from the Beatles. I would say Michael Jackson, but that might be a little bit of a stretch, although there are similarities. Will Smith, Ricky Martin, and I think his biggest contemporary now would be Ed Sheeran. I think they have a lot in common, especially the thing where they make a lot of pop songs, but people don't find them very cool or don't like them that much as an artist. Before Bruno got started as a pop star himself, he was writing for a lot of different artists. He wrote some pretty big songs. For instance, F You by CeeLo was written by him, and a bunch of other ones that I can't remember right now. So if you can tolerate Bruno Mars and you want people to get dancing at your wedding, and by people I mean people who are age 6 to age 90, these songs are great tools to get people dancing. And every wedding DJ, probably every DJ even in clubs, plays Bruno Mars for this reason, even if they don't like Bruno Mars, because people go crazy and dance, and you can get everyone dancing even on a slow night by playing a Bruno Mars song. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you about his biggest songs to play at a wedding to get people on the dance floor. I just did a video about Calvin Harris, and I basically listed every big song Calvin Harris ever did. I'm not going to do that again. That was a little too much. So here are the really big ones. So of course, I have to say Uptown Funk first. That song officially or technically is by Mark Ronson, but Bruno Mars is the singer, so no one ever asks me for Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson. They always say, could you play Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars? Uptown Funk is one of the biggest wedding songs ever. So yesterday I compared We Found Love by Calvin Harris and Rihanna to I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. I think you could compare Uptown Funk to Shout. It's never going to be as big as Shout because Shout is kind of instructional. It's almost like a line dance. It tells people what to do and people know what to do before it starts. And Uptown Funk does not have that going for it. But Uptown Funk is so big for people of all ages that a lot of wedding DJs, and I mean maybe half of the wedding DJs in the country, will go onto a Facebook group online and post in a thread that is about what is the first song you play at every wedding. And probably half of the DJs in America will write that they play Uptown Funk as the first song of the dance set. Let me use this as an excuse to say I never play the same song as the first song of the dance set 2 weddings in a row. Every single wedding is completely different for me. Not trying to diss the other wedding DJs, but on a roll like that. Okay, for me, the second biggest Bruno Mars song is 24 Karat Magic. That gets the best response for me. I like that song because it's, really got that 80s funk feel to it. A less popular one that has a similar vibe is called Chunky. If you really like 24 Karat Magic and you want to listen to a similar song, check out Chunky. Okay, to me, the next most popular one is That's What I Like. This song is at a hip-hop tempo. You can play it right after a hip-hop song. I often play it with Hotline Bling and Paris by Jay-Z and Kanye. There's a remix with Gucci Mane on the start of it. So if you are playing at a wedding where you think that would work, I don't think I've ever played it at a wedding, or maybe at a club or something, try that remix. Okay, the next one is Treasure. It's a really good example of a great song by him that people would like a lot more if the chorus wasn't so cheesy. But it is a really good song, same disco funk kind of vibe. Next up, okay, I wrote this down again. Locked Out of Heaven. This is my favorite song by him. A lot of people say it sounds like a Police song from the 80s. They're right. It's such a great song. I love it. Once again, he could have been a little more creative with the chorus, but it's a great song. And I think it would be great for cocktail hour or dinner if you don't feel like it has enough energy for the dance set. Big sing-along song. Next up is Finesse featuring Cardi B. This one probably isn't as big anymore. When it came out, it was really big, but I don't know if it will stand the test of time. And finally, we have Marry You, which is a song I get requested at some weddings for obvious reasons. I don't think it's his strongest song, but I think a lot of people ask me to play it at their weddings. Actually, not a lot. A few of my couples ask me to play it. Okay, so there it is. That's Bruno Mars. I think, as I said, Ed Sheeran is probably the other artist out right now who you could compare him to. And as far as up-tempo pop songs, Bruno Mars kills Ed. But if you want to talk about slow songs, which Bruno Mars has a ton of slow hits, Ed Sheeran wins because he has Perfect. There's the other one that's maybe even bigger that I forget the name of, and a couple other ones. So it could go either way. I think Bruno Mars is the bigger artist. So what do you think? Do you love Bruno Mars? Do you think he's a cornball? Would you like me to play a Bruno Mars song at your wedding? Maybe just for your older guests and the kids at the wedding? Or would you like to dance to Bruno Mars? Please answer one of those questions in the comments below. So before we end, let me give a disclaimer. I will never play a Bruno Mars song at your wedding if you don't like Bruno Mars. I have no personal stake in playing Bruno Mars songs. If you are getting married and looking for a DJ, head on over to djbenboylan.com and schedule a conversation. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you hate Bruno Mars. I really do appreciate it. And tune in. I'll have another video soon. Thank you.